Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening I will have a special edition of Gordcast. I'll be going one-on-one with Coady. Christopher Coady comes from St. Lawrence. It's a little bit different, I guess, from looking at a provincial champion that comes from St. Lawrence. And generally you're talking soccer. But this guy has moved out of St. Lawrence, currently resides in the St. John's area, out in Torbay. And I think he's done remarkably well in his sport. And his sport is karate above all other sports. So this evening I'll be asking Christopher a series of questions. And I like to, at this time, to welcome Christopher's family. His mom is Krista, and she was formerly Break. So certainly want to welcome the Break side of the family to view in for the Gordcast, as well as the Coady side of the family. And I'm sure both sides of the family are very proud of, in case of John and Krista, their sons, and for most part the grandparents, who would be more than proud. I'm fortunate for on the Coady side, Tom and Teresa have passed away. But on the Break side, I know personally that Pat and Sarah are very proud of Christopher's accomplishments. So anyway, I'll get on and I'll welcome and thank Christopher. I am at my home here right now. It's a little windy. I have a few Newfoundland flags. There are actually 4 flags blowing on the deck. So if you hear a little noise, it is the flags, Newfoundland Labrador flags blowing in the background. Anyway, right now, on to Christopher Coady.
Hello, folks. Hello.
Okay, Christopher, right now, you are in the sport of karate, and you are a current champion. Champion of, let the people know, let the viewers know what championship belts that you currently hold.
So right now, currently, I'm the provincial champion, I am the Atlantic champion, as well as the national champion for my respective weight and age categories, as well as this year particularly, I also obtained 2 silver medals in other divisions which I competed in, the senior men's category and the 16-17 category, and I hold the gold medal in my 18 to 20 category. The nationals.
Yeah, good for you. On behalf of all your championships, I certainly want to congratulate you. This evening, I know, Christopher, you brought along a few medals, and I'll get you to take each medal and put it in front of the camera. And I'm very impressed with that Canadian or the Canada jacket that you have on too, Christopher. That's quite the accomplishment. That's a medal in itself to be able to wear Canada's colors in any sport. So even with your jacket alone, I get chills going right through me when I look at an athlete, and especially an athlete that comes from a community, St. Lawrence, and knowing the fact that you have made it. It's not easy to be even to be a member, but be a champion. It takes a lot, and we'll get to what makes you a champion. Anyway, let's get on to, let's show the people your medals here, Christopher.
So these medals I hold right now are my national championship medals. So
let's get one at a time.
So this silver medal.
Just move it back a little. Okay, that's your silver.
This is the 16-17 age category silver medal.
Okay.
And then I have this other silver medal, which was my senior men's category. And then this gold one is my 18 to 20 years old category, which I'm currently the national champion in.
From 18 to 20, you are currently national champion
For my weight category.
for your weight category. That's quite remarkable there, Christopher. And again, congratulations here. The other medal that you have here.
So this one's quite special to me, as I just recently got back from the Senior Pan American Championships, where I competed in my individual category, as well as I was selected for the team event. And I placed 9th in my individual category, but as well as this medal, as a team we were able to capture a bronze medal.
And where did you? Where was that? Where was that tournament held?
That was in Curacao, one of the Dutch Antilles Islands.
Okay, so you traveled there, and when was that tournament held?
That was in May, the end of May.
In May of 2017.
2017.
Good for you, Christopher. Coming from St. Lawrence, obviously the first thing everyone thinks of is soccer. We're world renowned for soccer. So, what separated? First of all, did you give soccer a try, Christopher?
Coming from St. Lawrence, I think it's born and bred into us to give it a little try anyway.
Yeah.
I played soccer throughout the years for my school teams and in the local leagues that we had in Flat Rock and even in St. Lawrence for one summer out with Nan and Pop.
Yeah. And what made you to take up and get into the sport of karate?
Well, the story begins with my brother, actually. I have an older brother, his name's Joshua, he was the first person to start karate in our family. But of course, me being the little brother,
excuse me, that was when you moved to...
when we moved to, we were in Torbay at this time.
Torbay. How old were you when you moved from St. Lawrence to Torbay?
I was only a baby, maybe 1 or 2.
Okay, so you were born in St. Lawrence, and the family moved to Torbay. So basically, you've spent your
most of my life
in here, and your older brother was that many more years in
Yeah.
St. Lawrence, and so then your mom and dad moved here, and so you were on from there to here.
Absolutely. But so the story begins with my brother. He was the first one to start karate. But me being the younger brother, I wanted to be like my big brother, so I joined at the age of 6, and it's brought me all the way up to where I am today.
And did you try any other sports other than the soccer? Were you a multi-sport athlete?
Yeah, I was a multi-sport athlete throughout my school years. I played soccer and softball, and I was a big basketball player throughout high school and middle school.
Were you average or above average in those other sports?
I made multiple all-star teams in basketball, and I was asked to try out for a few soccer teams, but karate was my number one priority.
Yeah, and I know once you reach a certain age that in order for you to become elite and perform with the best in the country, you basically have to focus on that sport. But I only think that should happen once you get a little older. I think being multi-sport makes you more rounded.
Absolutely.
Okay, obviously you're a champion there. Provincial, Atlantic, National. What makes you a champion, Christopher?
I think the number one thing that makes me a champion is my work ethic. I put everything I have in every time I go out there to fight. I leave it all on the mat in trainings, even in my diet. It's always focused around the next fight.
Perfect. I'm very glad to hear that. So you train extremely hard. You put your diet, so you give up a lot of your youth days to being an elite athlete.
Yep, there's a lot of times where you might want to go do what your friends are doing this weekend, or you might want to watch that movie, or you might want to eat that piece of cake, but you can't. And it's just the life that you choose. But I love it, and it's who I am.
I'm quite impressed to hear that, Christopher, to be honest with you. I really feel from being involved in the sport, that's what it takes.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to hear be able to sit down and chat with you and see that that's where you're at, which doesn't surprise me, because once you want to get on the top of the totem pole, you better aim high, and you better do what it takes to beat the next guy. Along the way, Christopher, there's people got to come along that you aspire for and you aspire to. Who is your biggest inspiration? What has been your biggest inspiration to date?
Well, I actually have two. My family is my first. My parents and my grandparents. Always, no matter what the struggle is, whether it's I'm cutting weight to make my next fight, or if training was really hard that day, they're always there to support me, which is the key element in a high-level athlete. You have to have that support system.
How about in the karate world itself? I'll get to cluing up. I'll allow you to speak about family and that.
Yeah.
So what about in the karate world itself? Who's been the big inspiration in the sport itself?
In the sport itself, well, there's a girl from New Brunswick, and her name is Catherine Campbell.
Yeah.
And she is a fantastic athlete. And the first time I met her, I was 11. And it was the first time I seen this jacket that I'm wearing today, actually. And ever since that day onward, I said, I want one of those jackets. And I've grown up and trained over the years, and I managed to get one. And through that, me and Kate are actually quite good friends now, and we train together throughout the year. And she's a fantastic athlete, a wonderful person, and she's definitely my biggest inspiration.
I know myself, I've come from, like you say, probably where I made it big was, I guess, been successful with the Laurentians. What about coaching? Who would be inspirational?
My sensei, 100%. He's taught me almost everything I know. Derek Ryan is his name, but Sensei Ryan to me.
Okay, so Derek Ryan, and he is... how long have you been with him?
Since the first day I put on a gi. At the age of 6, right up till now.
Till now, he's still there?
Yep, absolutely. He's been in my coaching chair throughout many national championships and many Atlantic championships. And even when I travel to the U.S. Open, he's in my chair. And every training is run under my sensei.
Yeah, good for you. And like I know, even watching the Rocky movies in the past, Rocky was inspired by, he had a manager and that, and I think a coach and a manager, and the fact that you've grown with him, he knows your personality. It's in coaching, it's as much mental as what it is physical. So I'm sure that you can go to him, whether it's a technique or some mental issue that you would like to address.
Absolutely.
Obviously in karate, and you're in contact now, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what is it with your stand? Obviously you're a champion. So why do you feel your stand and your technique? What puts you over the top to be able to beat those opponents across the province, across Atlantic Canada, as well as nationally?
It's when you get to a certain level of karate, it's everyone's fast and everyone's strong.
Yeah.
And it becomes a very strong mental game. It's whoever makes that one mistake, it might be half a second that they made that mistake, and that can cost them the whole match. So it's always preparing, so that when that mistake happens, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. And that's
so
how champions are made.
I'm taking that you're feeling it's focus.
Very, very focused, and I always set my eyes on my goals, and I work hard to achieve them.
I know one time myself and my brother Gord went to New York City at Madison Square Garden and watched Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield fight the World Heavy Championship of the world. And I can tell you, when that fight started, I did not blink an eye. I was afraid that I would miss something. And when I looked at, we had good seats, and when I looked at those boxers in the ring, I felt the main thing was what you just said. It's just one wrong move, one lack of concentration that those athletes will take advantage of.
Absolutely.
So you know the value of having to be focused. Yeah, good for you. Obviously, being a champion takes a lot of work, and you have done a lot of work. What does it mean to you to be a champion?
It means everything to me. I work hard, and it really it's who I am as a person. It's on my mind 24/7. To be a champion is everything, because hard work now, and you're a champion for the rest of your life.
Exactly. I know I read a lot on Muhammad Ali, and like he felt working out was hard, but he also knew that working out, the value of working out, giving you the opportunity to be a world champion is something that remains with you the rest of your life. Okay, you're on top, and you have won some bronze medals, so you're looking to move up in some weight classes and some different age categories, I guess. The gold medal that you got there, and the silver medal. What separated you from those other athletes that you competed against? What was the one thing? What would be the two things that separated you?
Well, most predominantly is the fact that I'm from St. Lawrence, Newfoundland, and they don't come any tougher than me.
Good for you.
But,
good for you.
My work ethic is I really pride myself on my work ethic. No matter what I'm doing, I'm a perfectionist, and it's just the grind, and it's just hard work all the time.
You said, I spoke to you briefly before the interview here, and you said that you just graduated from high school?
Graduated from high school.
High school. So where do you go now with the sport? Like, how long, you've been into the sport since you were a kid, so you obviously competed. How old were you when you started at the provincial level?
At the provincial level?
Yeah.
Well, at the provincial level, I would have been about 7.
Okay.
And then my first Atlantics was at the age of 11.
11, okay.
And then my first Nationals was at the age of 15.
Okay. And how long can this go on for? Like, how long can you carry on to be in competition?
Realistically, you can carry on for as long as you may please. Most high-level athletes, till they're about mid-30s, early 30s,
okay,
they retire. But I mean, even after your retirement, there's seniors divisions and there's masters divisions for at different tournaments. But like the main sport, which is now an Olympic sport, is usually from what the ages I said to about your 30s.
Yourself, Christopher, you're just finished up high school. What are you looking at doing in post-secondary?
Right now, I'm accepted to the kinesiology department at Memorial University.
So, can you compete for Memorial in the karate?
Unfortunately, karate is not a university sport here in Newfoundland.
Right.
But in other provinces it is.
Yeah.
But here, unfortunately, it's not. But I'll still compete for the province and for the country.
Okay, so you can, although the university do not have the program, you can still compete at the provincial level.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that will be, I would expect you'll carry on with the Newfoundland Labrador Karate Club or Karate Association under their guidelines. If I had to ask you today, or you were asked, which I will ask you right now, one dream. What is your dream?
My dream is I have my eyes set on Tokyo 2020, the Summer Olympic Games.
The Summer Olympic Games in
Tokyo 2020.
in Tokyo 2020. Good for you. And I will be following you, and I hope all the viewers will be following Christopher Coady and supporting the guy too, because obviously this takes a lot of financial support. Right now, what does it cost for you to get to a tournament, Christopher?
Well, depending on where the tournament is, it costs vary, but it's as expensive as it is to go there for a vacation, because I fly there, I stay there for a week and 10 days, I have a hotel, I need to eat. The actual tournament's registration costs money as well. So prices are high, but so is the prize.
Yeah, so right now you had to do a lot of fundraising?
A lot of fundraising.
Any sponsors involved at all, Christopher?
Currently no sponsors, but lots of support throughout the local towns.
Local town. I'm sure your papa's involved in this.
Absolutely.
Pat Brake. Well, we'll get him at the end, and I'm sure you'll mention him because he's done a lot for soccer, and I'm sure that right now there's no one that I know of, and I don't want to say anything but mom and dad, but I know Pat and Nan are just so proud of you. It's unbelievable. Pat pushes you wherever you go, so good for you. Closing to the half-hour mark here now, Christopher. When your karate days are over, right now you do not imagine your karate days are over. But I'm going to tell you, it happens. It happens to every good athlete in this world. But when you're 18, you just think that, we'll say 35. I'd imagine 35 will probably your master's category. That seems like light years away, but Christopher, I can tell you that will come, and years beyond that will come. Having said that, when your karate days are over, what do you want to be remembered for?
Most athletes want to be remembered for what they've accomplished, but I just want to be remembered for the work ethic I had, and the not so much the medals, but the fact that I was a national team member for years and years, hopefully many years to come. But that's mainly what I want to be remembered for, is that I was a dedicated athlete who worked his hardest and always tried his best.
Yeah, good for you. And I can tell you, in your genes, you got to have a good work attitude for the simple reason that I know Pat Brake worked like a dog all his life, and your pop, Tom Coady, he was my dad's good friend, and my dad spoke so highly of Tom, and two of them grew up in Corbin, and they went to work in the St. Lawrence mines, and they worked till eventually the mines took the last breath away from them. So, you come from strong genes, you keep the attitude that you got, and I think, the sky is the limit, provided that you reach for it. It just doesn't fall down to you. You have to reach, and I liked from hearing your attitude here today. I think all of Newfoundland and Labrador can watch out in the future for Christopher Coady. Drawing to the 30-minute mark here now. I don't want you to leave anyone out. You got lots of time to answer it. And you know what it is? It's a hard question when someone asks you to name individuals. When you just moving the camera, adjusting the camera, folks. Mom and dad is there brothers and sisters, family. I'll give you the opportunity here right now to thank everyone. And guys, you know yourself, it's easy to omit someone or forget someone. Having said that, Christopher, I'll give you an opportunity to thank everyone that you feel has helped you to today and will continue to help you and play an important role in your life. Starting with,
first and foremost, my grandparents. Absolutely. They do so much for me, and they're absolutely my biggest fans. My grandfather has fundraised more money than I know what to do with on these trips. Yeah. It's amazing what they've accomplished, and I love them both so much, and I know they're watching today. And then next is my parents. Same thing. They've helped me pursue my dreams. Because they're still my parents, but they keep me grounded, and they push me to do my best. Absolutely.
So your dad's name is?
Yeah, my dad is John Coady, and my mother is Krista Coady.
Krista Coady, formerly
a break.
Anyone else?
The list is immense, but going with direct names, my brother absolutely has pushed me. I want to thank the community of St. Lawrence for their immense support, and all the surrounding areas: Björn, Garnish, Lameline, Lon, Björn, Marystown, all the people of those towns that my grandfather is always knocking on your door asking for whatever you can give, whether it's just some moral support.
How about your colleagues?
My teammates.
Right on, your teammates.
My teammates are everything to me, because without them, I have no one to train with. Most predominantly, my longtime training partner, Nathaniel Biso, who was also a national athlete on the Canadian team, who was also very accomplished, bronze medalist at the World Youth Cup and a bronze medalist at the Junior Pan Americans last year in Ecuador. Both of us push each other to do the best, and I think that's why we're both seeing the results that we want. And I mentioned my sensei, but again, my teacher has taught me everything I know since I was a little boy to now.
Yeah, good for you. And your aunts and uncles.
Cousins that have always told me go get them, and all my friends,
Yeah,
the ones that call me the karate kid, as they say.
How about in the school? How are you recognized in the school?
My teachers are huge supporters of me. Every time there's a fundraiser, my teachers are the first to ask about it, and the principal of now my old high school, Holy Trinity High, would always put me on the announcements and make sure that my accolades were recognized. As well as, I also want to thank the surrounding towns, Flat Rock and Pooch Cove, Mayor of Flat Rock, Mr. Darren Thorne, and the Mayor of Pooch Cove, Mr. Jody Wall, who have both been very big supporters of me, and they always do the best they can to help me out as well.
Along with your own town, Torbay?
I live in Flat Rock.
Okay.
I used to live in Torbay, but Flat Rock is where I live now, and I've lived there for many years.
Okay, so I was not to the understanding of Torbay, but it's
Flat Rock now for the last
Flat
number
Rock,
of years.
Okay, folks, I'm drawing near an end, and I will again ask Christopher to show those 4 medals one at a time. Let us know what they are. These are medals, guys, that Christopher have won in the year 2017.
This year so
There's
far.
4 medals, and they are, I guess, provincial, Atlantic, national, and Pan Am.
These. Okay, I'll just.
Okay, you show it. Yeah, let's go through the medals again, folks.
So my.
Put her closer. Okay.
A little bit closer.
Okay.
My 16-17 age category.
16 and 17. Okay.
That's the national silver medal.
National silver medal.
This national silver medal is from the senior men's division.
Okay. Teresa saying she's so proud to be your nephew. Teresa Grandy here. Christopher. This is silver.
This is the gold medal for my
Gold. I'm sorry.
my 18-20 category, which is national champion for 2017.
Yeah.
This is the team medal that me and my teammates on the national senior men's team accomplished at the Pan American Senior Championships this past May in Curacao. As well as this year, just last month, I was crowned provincial champion once again, and I'm looking forward to the Atlantics, which are here in Newfoundland in October.
They're in the Atlantics in Newfoundland?
Newfoundland, here at the power plant on Crosby Road.
And when is that date?
It's in October, and I don't know the exact date offhand.
Okay, you keep me tuned into that, and I will make sure that people off Newfoundland and Labrador will know that these championships are being here. Anyway, this pretty well clues up the one-on-one Gord cast with Christopher Coady. I think, guys, and I appreciate everyone that's here. You'll see, Christopher, there's a lot of people here that's got good words for you, medals. Ashleen Malloy shown, woohoo, good job. She's shown bronze medals. Anyway, Gerard and Georgine Dakota, great job, nephew. Deb Achanuk.
Family friend.
Okay, family. Barry Lamb, Kenny Antle, they're all very impressed with the interview. And so am I, Christopher.
I want to thank you for having this interview and giving me the opportunity to thank everyone. I didn't want to miss anybody, but I tried to remember everyone I could. And there's two other people I probably should thank.
Okay.
MP Judy Foote, who has been very supportive of me.
Right.
And Kevin Parsons, who is also...
okay, that's good. So that's MP for Judy Foote for the riding of Bjorn Bonavista, I think, and we got Kevin Parsons. I don't know the name, but I know him very well because I'm tied in and affiliated with his party as well. Anyway, Christopher, I want to thank you again. I am very impressed. I love the fact that Canada national jacket. I'm very proud that you got to wear it for the country. I long for the days where I guess we could win a national soccer championship. And it's been my dream a lifetime. So you've accomplished it in karate, and I long to see at some time where hopefully the Laurentians could win a national gold medal, and if not the Laurentians, any participant, because I've been at the nationals, and each and every time I went there, I wore the colors, very proud. And whoever was there representing the province, I was very proud, and I longed for them to win, be it gold, silver, or bronze. Right now, I'll kind of go back to myself. I'll bring Christopher over to where I'm at. I asked you, Christopher, to come over, and you just get in on the screen with me here. Anyway, my friend, here's a big arm from St. Lawrence to the man who hails from St. Lawrence, and I'll be there cheering you along forever while you're in the competition. Congratulations, young man, and I hope and pray someday that you accomplish what you feel your number one goal is in the sport of karate.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, thank you so much, Christopher. I also thank everyone that has joined in and listened to Gordcast Special Edition. I'm very proud of a Laurentian wearing the national colors here in Christopher Coady. Again, thank you so much. You can tune in to Gordcast regular soccer broadcast this weekend. Gordcast will be declaring both games in St. Lawrence, where the Laurentians play Felians on Saturday evening at 6 o'clock at the Centennial Field, and again they will be playing the Felians on Sunday. Thank you so much, and Christopher, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.